Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live. Welcome, welcome to the collective, the sacred collective reading. I am going to be hosting a reading for you guys, a collective reading. I felt called to pull some cards for us today. The energy is very heavy as of recent. A lot of things going on, lots of different things going on, a lot of releases, a lot of grief, lots of truth being revealed, and a lot of injustice that is going on. And so I want to host a reading for you guys. Let's just pull some cards and see if we can get a good message for today. As always, I want you guys to take a deep breath when you come in. Try to find your center. Try to just be open-minded. Okay, if it resonates, great. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Okay. As always, as you guys know, I offer personal readings. So if you're someone that's watching this and you want to know if I offer that, I offer personal readings. I offer astrology readings and human design readings. It's all in my bio. So you guys can just click on my stand store to book those readings. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna pull. Right, like I said, right now this is a collective reading. I'm gonna pull from the cards, but I'm also going to just speak from what I feel called to speak on. Okay, and so like I mentioned, there's a lot of releasing that is happening. It's a lot of grief that is happening right now. It's a lot of sudden changes. It's a lot of things that's going on that is also not just affecting the person that is happening to. It's also affecting those that are connected to that person, that is surrounded by this person, right? So it's like this is a collective weight that we are feeling, right? It's a collective weight that we are feeling, and it's just as a collective, we are grieving different things. We are seeing we're seeing people worlds being flipped upside down, and our heart is aching for that, right? Because we're all so connected, and so when we see things happen to other people, or that we see other people go through, it's not just happening to them, it's also happening to us. We are feeling it as well. You understand what I'm saying? We are feeling it as well, and it's hurting us. And so we have to be able to not only hold space for them, but also to hold space for ourselves. And a lot of times when our worlds are being flipped upside down and there's a lot of changes that are happening and a lot of grief specifically happening, and that can cause us sometimes to want to look outward, right? We can, because we're in search of wanting to understand what's going on, because we want to understand what's going on, we look outward, right? And we're asking questions and we're trying to find answers. And sometimes the only thing that we can find is our center, right? That's the only thing that sometimes we can find in times like this, because a lot of things are out of our hands per se. Okay. And so right now we're really being asked to find our center, and because when we find our center, that's how we hold space for ourselves. Okay. That's how we hold space for ourselves, and that's how we release the energy and the weight that we are carrying. That's how we release it, by facing it and being honest by how we are feeling, and we allow ourselves to feel. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some cards from this new deck I just received. It's called the Life Happens deck. I felt this was very in alignment with this live. So let's see if we get some for our angels, ancestors, our spirit guides. Okay, we got some cards that just jumped out here. So let's see. Okay, defense and strength is your time, healer. Okay. So this is like really a time where, so we have defense mechanism that came out. We also have inner strength. We also have it's your time. And we also have healer. So what I'm getting from this is we're really on the defense right now. Our guard is up, right? Our guard is up. It's kind of like when shit happens to us, or it happens to people that we love, or people that we just relate to, or people that we care for, there's this guard, this wall that comes up, right? Because now we have to be vulnerable and we have to protect. Not only protect ourselves, but we also feel we have to protect other people. And this is when like we see things that'll happen, like fight, right? We want to fight for what we believe in, fight for what's right, fight for our rights, right? So right now it's like our defense mechanism is up and we're feeling very like we don't know who we can trust, right? We don't know who is really for us right now. And so rightfully so, right? Rightfully so. When shit like this happens, it's really like, okay, because now we have to rebuild. When something is taken from us, or there is a shift in the foundation, your foundation, now it's kind of like you have to build everything back up. You have to build from the ground up. You have to kind of wipe away what you're used to, and now you're being forced to go back to the drawing board. All right. And when you're forced to go back to the drawing board, being forced to do some shit like that, being forced to, once you build up something and then that security is taken away from you, that is not a happy-go-lucky time. Sometimes you can feel very defeated and very just like, damn, I was just getting somewhere. I was just moving forward. I was just finding my way. And now this is being stripped from me. A lot of millennials is going through this right now. A lot of millennials specifically is feeling that, where our foundation, where it's like, okay, we're finally the adults. And now our foundation is ripped from underneath us. It's almost like millennials can't catch a break. Specifically, it's who I'm talking to. It's like we just can't catch a break. It's like we just became the adults. We're just trying to find our way. And now our worlds is being flipped upside down, right? And now we're kind of like in survival mode in a sense, right? And we're learning to survive in the unknown. So right now you're really being asked to rely on that inner strength that you have. And when I said, because a lot of us millennials, we know how to thrive in survival mode. We know how to survive in the trenches. We know how to survive when shit is tough. We know how to do that. We are the Pluto in Scorpio generation. You understand what I'm saying? We know how to make something out of nothing. And so right now you're being asked to rely on your inner strength. Get back to the roots of it, right? It's like I said, that foundation needs the attention right now. So the roots, your roots need attention right now. Okay? Now is the time where we're being forced to rebuild. We're being forced to really look at all the systems that we had in place, and we're seeing that a lot of these systems doesn't really have our best interests at heart. So we're being asked to rely on that inner strength and pull out that inner warrior. You're stronger than what you give yourself credit for. Right? I'm also picking up some of you, this is like a family dynamic. Okay? Because with the tree here, it's making me think of like the family tree, and it's something in your family that maybe some of you are going through a death in your family. Maybe some of you are realizing I'm not really like them. I'm the black sheep, and that's okay. That's fine. But you have to get back to the root of it and make sure that you are pulling from that inner strength. This is not about the outer strength. This is not about looking strong. It's not about that shit no more. You understand what I'm saying? It's not about looking strong and looking like I have my shit together. Looking like, it's really about really being strong, embodying that strength. You understand what I'm saying? That's what this is really about. Okay? And believe it or not, it is your time. It's your time to continue to do everything that you said you was going to do. Playtime is over. Playtime is over. The clock is still going. Life still goes on. In the midst of chaos, life is still going on. And it's like, that's when it's your time. That's when it's your time to learn how to remember where you came from. Remember what you started with. Because you're someone that knows how to get through the shit. This is the time. When everything falls apart, that's the perfect time to push through and go after everything that you believe that's yours. Okay? And some of you, this time that you're going through is really showing you, this time that you're going through is really showing you what truly matters. What truly matters. Your health truly matters. Because the world is going to continue to go back and forth of being on fire. It is. The world was never really peaceful as we know it. When we were children, it felt like we were at peace because we didn't have the awareness that we have now as an adult. So you have to find that way of finding that inner peace. That's why I said it's so important to find your center in this time. This is the time to protect your peace. But this is also the time where do not wait for things to settle down to bust a move. You're going to have to learn how to move amidst the chaos. You're going to have to learn to, again, thrive in survival mode. Remember where you came from. Remember how you started out. You've been through some shit that if you told somebody else what you have gone through, they would have been like, damn, I don't know how you made it. You're here on the other side of it like, damn, I don't know how I made it, but I made it through. This is your time because it's all for your healing. But this is really going to push you towards what it is you are called to do. Sometimes the shit that we've been doing all the while is not even what we're called to do. And sometimes it's when our world gets flipped upside down that gets us back on track of what really matters. Figure it out of what really matters to you. That's why it's important in this time when you are finding your center, where you are grounding yourself. You're seeing who's with you, who's in your corner. You're seeing what really matters. You understand what I'm saying? You're seeing what really matters. It's like it's a time where this is a time of death and rebirth. Okay, this is a time of death and rebirth. When one chapter ends, another one begins. You understand what I'm saying? When you have an inner death, there's an opportunity for rebirth, to be born again. There's an opportunity to do something different. That's why I say this is really a time to go back to what it is that you do. It's a time to really go back and say, yeah, okay, now's the time. Because you've been shown that playtime is over. Okay? You've been shown that playtime is over. And there's no waiting until the world is all peaceful and rainbows again to bust a move. No, we're going to have to bust a move because some of you are called, some of us are really called to be on the front lines. Some of you are really called to help people transmute this heavy energy. Okay? Some of you are really called to be on the front lines of this shit. Okay? Let's pull from our tarot deck here. Okay. Let's see what messages we get today from our tarot deck. Spirit guide. Let's 10 of Swords here. It's like it's no more running, because that shit catches up to you. Okay. Some of you right now are everything's catching up to you. Something came that has forced you to really look at yourself. Something has really came that has been forcing you to see the part that you play in your own suffering. Some of you have been putting off, maybe it's your negative thoughts, and now it's like something has hit the fan that has forced you to sit down, and now you're like, it stopped you in your tracks, and now all your shit is catching up to you. It's like some of you have been putting off certain things, and you're like pacifying certain things. Like, oh, I've been feeling this, and I've been neglecting my health. I've been, numbing myself. I've been, whatever that is for you, right? You've been numbing yourself. You've been overworking. You have been, oh, I'll deal with that. You kept putting it off. You kept putting it off. And now something so grand and so heavy has hitting you, and it stops you in your tracks. And now all that shit is coming up to you. All that shit that you've been putting off has caught up to you. And it's all hitting you down at once. Because the thing about it is, what you have to remember is that your body keeps the score. We can only put so much off for so long, but your body remembers. Okay? If you're stressed, if you're overworked, all of these things, all these negative energy that you can be having trapped in your hips, trapped in your lungs, trapped in your belly, trapped in your mind, and you have been putting it off of dealing with it. You haven't really sat down and checked in with yourself, right? You haven't sat down and checked in with yourself. You've been pacifying. Oh, I'm just going to, I'm sad or whatever. I'm just going to go ahead and drink. Oh, I'm just going to smoke it away. I'm just going to fuck it away. I'm just going to party it away. All of these things. And now something has just hit you, have landed on you. And now all of that shit that you have been putting it off, now that's what you're sitting in. Now that's what you're sitting in. You understand what I'm saying? Now it's like it all have caught up to you. And now you have to deal with more, right? Now you have to deal with more than what it is, because the body keeps score, and you just been letting this shit pile up and pile up and pile up. And now it's like, now you are being faced with, now we have to do something about this. Okay? The Hermit. Perfect. Now we have to do something about this. Now we have to go inward. Now we have to go inward. Some of you are being called to isolate yourselves right now. Some of you are being called to isolate yourself for your own healing right now. You understand what I'm saying? Some of you are being called to isolate yourself for your own healing right now. Because you have so much shit that you have to deal with that it's like only I can. It's like you're now at a point where you're sick of your own shit. So you're in isolation mode right now. Okay? And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. And with the 10 of Pentacles, like I mentioned, it's like you're in isolation mode. And so you're really thinking like of your legacy. You're really thinking like, okay, what is it that I'm bringing to my bloodline? Am I actually healing my bloodline, or am I adding to the trauma on my bloodline? Right? It's like you're really looking inward here, and you're really like looking at yourself of like, who am I and what am I doing? Right? So this is a very transformational time here, because with the Hermit, this is all about endings, right? This is all about ending cycles. This is all about letting go. This is all about releasing, right? There's a lot that happens in the Hermit when you're in the Hermit mode, when you really have to go inward. So it's like some of you are having a spiritual awakening right now, that you're like, what is this life shit really about? What is it that I'm really doing to push things forward? What is it? How am I taking care of my vessel? Okay. So it's like some of you are just having that spiritual awakening right now that's like, I'm sick of my own shit. I'm sick of my own shit. I'm sick of just pushing through and putting stuff off and not processing it as it comes to me. And when we don't process things as it happens to us, we just let that shit build up, and then something boom hits the fan and we just come crumbling down, and it stops us in our tracks. And then every fucking thing that we have been putting it off and not choosing the process has caught up to us. It has caught up to us. And now we're like, fuck. I got to deal with all this shit in the Hermit mode, and I got to deal with it now, because going forward, it's no more of this. I need to learn new ways of healing. I need to learn new ways of processing shit, because your body keeps the score. We can trick ourselves and think that, oh, we can trick ourselves and think that, oh, I can just do what the fuck I want to do. And my body's like, even though my body's tired, I'm pushing through. You know, a lot of times depression and anxiety and things like that, that's a conversation with yourself to self that you have continued to ignore. You have continued to ignore that your body is no longer wants to just push through. Your body, some of you, your body is screaming, pay fucking attention to me. Sit with me. Journal with me. Process this with me. Some of you leave yourselves hanging. Some of you leave yourselves hanging. Some of you don't have the best relationship with yourself because you have just left yourself hanging. Your body is showing you that it's tired. Your body is showing you that it wants to do something more adventurous. Your body is telling you that I'm hurting here. We didn't process this here. And some of you are just like, shut up, we're pushing through. And your body is like, fuck. At what point is you going to pay attention to me? Now your body is screaming, pay attention to me. So now you're being forced in that hermit mode. You're seeing the cycles that need to end. You're seeing the things that you need to get together. You understand what I'm saying? You're seeing the shit that you need to get together. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay? So you're being forced right now to really look at yourselves. Okay? Okay, so that's the message for that. Let's pull some more cards here. I'm actually going to pull from the angel number card deck, and then we'll wrap up this reading. Go ahead and give this video a like if you haven't already done so, and subscribe. Share this with someone that may need space held for them in this time. Bonds. This is perfect because this is literally like what we're talking about here is holding space, okay? This is a time where it's not about just you. It's not about just holding space for yourself, but also holding space for others, okay? This is a time where we're now learning that we're all really connected, okay? We're all really connected, and the bonds that we have are very important to us. And so you just never know who's going through what. And so it's just really important time to check on everybody. Check on the people who you think like, oh, they usually already have it together. They usually have everything figured out. Check on them. Okay? Awakening. Like I said, and just when I pull the tarot cards, there's a spiritual awakening that's happening right now. And so it's like, don't be afraid of it. Because this is what you were here for. Okay? Some of you are shying away from your spiritual awakening. Because it's like, this is really what you were here for. We're spiritual beings. You were here on a spiritual assignment. Okay? You are here on a spiritual assignment. That's what you have to understand. So it's really going to cause like a death in ego. Because you need to allow yourself to expand. This is what that full moon of Sagittarius was all about. Releasing outdated beliefs, releasing anything that is preventing you from expanding. Anything that is preventing you from expanding your mindset, evolving. Okay? Because the transformation is inevitable, okay? I might tell you a joke, but I never tell you a motherfucking lie. It's inevitable. That's what you have to know, okay? This transformation is going to happen regardless. So this awakening is going to happen regardless. The spiritual awakening is going to happen regardless because it's inevitable. It's going to happen regardless. So you may as well welcome it in. You may as well allow yourself to face it, to embrace it, to understand that this is who truly I was called to be. We were sent here on a spiritual assignment. Okay? And this transformation right here is so essential because some of you have been asleep long enough. It's like Spirit is like, you've been asleep long enough. Yeah. Your head has been in the clouds long enough. You have done what you wanted to do long enough. Now it's time for you to step forth and remember why you were here. It's time for you to awaken. It's time for you to release and have death of that ego. It's not going to look like how you want it to look. You understand what I'm saying? You need to release those old cycles because it's not going to look how you want it to look. It's not supposed to look how you want it to look. That's why you ain't motivated. That's why you're not inspired. That's why you haven't busted a move yet, because you're still waiting for the journey to look like how you want it to look, how you think it's supposed to look. And Spirit is like, it's not going to. And if you keep resisting, if you're making it harder on yourself when you resist the inevitable, you can't avoid this awakening. It's everywhere. It ain't a trend. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't a trend. This is life. We're spiritual beings. And so that's what you have to remember. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you have to understand. That's what we're being called to right now. We're being called to, there's a spiritual awakening that's happening within the collective. There's no fucking way you're still sleeping in 2025. But if you are, it's never too late to face yourself. It's never too late to do the work. But this is telling me that you are doing the work and you're trying to do the work. Some of you are trying to do the work. Some of you are committed to doing the work. Continue to do the work. Okay? Let's see if we pull one more card here. Ooh, okay, all those cards fell out. Faith. Those of you that are doing the work, continue to have that faith. Continue to rely on your intuition. Continue to know that you are on the right path. Okay? You are on the right path. And it may take some of those people around you to waken up and to see it. And some of them may choose to stay asleep. You got to remember, some people in this lifetime have chosen to play around. Some of you have, some souls really came here to play around. But you got to rely on your path and do what works for you. Do what it is that you feel called to. You understand what I'm saying? That's what this is about. You doing what you feel called to. It doesn't matter if BB and CC ain't doing it or they think this way of it. Who gives a damn? Because we were born into this world by ourselves. And what I mean by that is, who cares what other people want to do or don't want to do? You got to do what works for you and have faith that you are on the right path. Okay? So that's the collective reading for today. Like I said, share this, give us a like, send it to somebody that may need space held for them, that may need a word right now in their time. You have to keep the faith and remember to find your center. Okay? If you're someone that needs a spiritual pick-me-up or a clarity boost, I do offer readings that are called that. I do offer readings, personal readings. I can deliver those by email, voice message. If you want those by a voice message, you can get those the same day. Just make sure you put that in your note. Go ahead and hit the description box for that. I also offer astrology readings and human design readings. So if you're someone that wants to know more in your chart, that wants to understand yourself and really figure out what your spiritual assignment is, whatever it is, any question you may have, whether it's about your relationship, about your career, about the path you're supposed to take for spiritual enlightenment, go ahead and book the reading and I can help you figure those out. Okay? So always, thank you so much. If this resonates, let me know in the comment section below. And I would love to sit there and talk with you. So until next time, you guys, make sure you guys find your center, breathe, and continue to protect your peace. Until next time.